What's up YouTube, this is GalacticGod, and I'm coming at you today with a video for the Tag You're It 2014. This video series was originally created by Underworld 6667 last year, and it's been continued on this year by AlintheaYoh. So I'm going to have a link to the original video that he produced for this tag series down in the description bar below. So basically, for those of you guys who don't know how this works, you're going to answer 7 questions, the last one being, which 2 Yugitubers are you going to tag next? Now normally I don't really like to tag other Yugitubers, but I think since this is an actual tag game video, I'm going to have no choice but to do so. So we'll try and make this a little interesting. So for the first question, what is your real first name? And it's Kenneth, or Kenny some people call me. Number 2, how did you get into Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, originally I was into a game called HeroClix, which is very similar to Yu-Gi-Oh in a lot of ways, where you buy packs of HeroClix, similar to how you buy packs of Yu-Gi-Oh, and the clicks come in different rarities, so there are, secret rares, super rares, or whatever the equivalent is in Yu-Gi-Oh terms to HeroClix, and it was pretty fun. You would have a big, huge board kind of map, and you would bust out all these HeroClix that you've collected, and you would construct a team or construct a deck in Yu-Gi-Oh terms, and you would duel or play against another opponent or multiple opponents on this big giant board. And from there we started getting into other kind of unique card games such as Flux. It kind of transitioned from there. I had a buddy who was into Yu-Gi-Oh! And he wanted to bring over Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards so he could show us the game. And at first we were all real kind of hesitant because we kind of thought of it as like a child's card game. He kind of was like, you guys play HeroClix, what do you care if it's a children's card game? And so he brought it over and we tried it out, and the first deck that I played was this weird water Yumi kind of deck, because this was way back in the day. It was mostly vanilla monsters that were in it. It was real fun though. I kind of got the hang of it after a while. We played it really bad because, the only way we knew the rules were reading off the cards and kind of interpreting it that way, and what rules that my buddy had told us, who was not, a super meta player, because it wasn't really a meta so much at that point. But over time, we gradually got more and more into the game. That's kind of how I started. Question number 3, why or how did you start Yugitubing? Now, as a lot of you guys may have known from previous videos, I've talked about how originally I bought a ton of Yu-Gi-Oh products, like caseloads of product. And I did this to resell the product up on eBay or sell at events, and still able to make a profit and keep a bit of a collection for myself. Now, my friends and I were still heavily into Yu-Gi-Oh, and they kind of turned me on to watching Yu-Gi-Oh videos on YouTube. They weren't really calling it Yugitube videos yet. They're just videos on YouTube about Yu-Gi-Oh! And I started out watching duel videos and transitioned, into blogs and eventually pack openings and stuff like that. And as I, looked through the Yugitubers, if it will, there wasn't a lot of case openings, and I thought it would be kind of interesting to showcase what it's like to open like a full case of Yu-Gi-Oh! So my first video I decided to do was a case opening of the newest set that was coming out, and that was Storm of Ragnarok. From there I started making, other videos such as duel videos and deck profiles, and eventually down the road I got into Yu-Gi-Oh blog type stuff like this, all the different facets that you have with Yugitubing. Question number 4, what is the best time you ever had at a Yu-Gi-Oh event? I think my favorite event that I've been to was maybe the San Diego YCS that happened last year. Just had a really good time at the event. I went with a lot of friends, some of which hadn't played Yu-Gi-Oh in a long time, and they were going to the event because they didn't have really so much a deck to use, but it was a battle pack event, and the idea of playing with a lot of older cards such as DMOC and Monster Reborn and Regeki and Harpies and all these like traditional cards that were in Battle Pack 1 kind of appealed to them because they hadn't really played a lot since, I guess since really the birth of Synchros. Right before Exceeds came out, a lot of my friends stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Once Synchros were in full bloom and Exceeds were about to come out. They kind of had left the game for either other games or just moved on past TCGs. And there was a lot of us that were excited about going to the YCS in San Diego, and the thought of competing in a Battle Pack tournament, because you didn't actually need a deck, at least not for day 1, was really appealing to them. And I was like, well, what are you guys going to do if you do well in day 1? They're like, I don't know, we'll just grab any old deck. They were just going for fun mostly, and so it was a really cool atmosphere. I got to meet Vexicus there for the first time, Mecha Jayun, and I got to see Slim again, so that was really cool. So there was a lot of Yugitubers there. I got to meet a ton of my subscribers while I was there, took a lot of photos with a lot of people, and just overall it was just an awesome experience and a really great event for me. And it was definitely one of my fondest memories of any kind of a Yu-Gi-Oh event. Question number 6, why do you play Yu-Gi-Oh? Now, I actually get asked this quite often because I'm kind of older than a lot of players, even the more adult players, if you will. I just really enjoyed the game. Not only do I enjoy the game, but I actually enjoy the creative nature of Yu-Gi-Oh! I find very appealing to being able to just go through my collection of cards and pick an archetype out, or just pick random cards out and just seeing how they mix together and seeing what works, trying out, you know, different ideas and combos that I may have. I think it's a very creative outlet if you want it to be, at the same time being very competitive. And you know, I think that appeals to not just myself but a lot of people, and I think it's why a lot of people play TCGs in general, is just because not only do they have a competitive nature to themselves, but they have a very creative side. You know, at the end of the day, it's fun, it's a great way to interact with your friends, meet new people, and that's why I really play Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, even with all its flaws, I think it's a great game. Question number 7. Who are your 2 tagged Yugitubers? Now I'm going to go against the grain a little bit, throw a wrench into the machine if you will, and I'm not going to tag 2, I'm going to tag 4 Yugitubers, because why settle for 2 when you can pick 4? Also, if I do not tag you and you wish to make your own tagged video, go ahead and do so. Consider that a tag as well to you. So number 1, who I would like to see make a video, is the TCGLover. Really great channel. He's very funny, great insight into the game, and I would like to see him make a video of this. Number 2, I want StarstrikeDuelistX. I tagged her last year in the videos too, so I'm going to go ahead and tag her again, and hopefully she'll be able to make a video of this. Number 3, I'm going to tag Yugimation. Now I don't know if he's going to have time to actually put one of these together, but if he does, that would be awesome to see exactly, you know, how he got into Yu-Gi-Oh! And Yugitubing and all these kind of great questions that I would like to see him answer. And number 4, we're going to shoot for the moon, and we're going to tag SimplyUnlucky. So, if you guys are subscribed to any of these channels, go out to them, bombard their comment section and message them up the yin-yang, let them know that they've been tagged by GalacticGod to make a response, and hopefully they will do so. So, in the comment section below, remember, let me know any other question that you want answered that you may have from me, and I guess that's it from now. This is GalacticGod, out.